Hello, everyone. How are you? It's Jer.
It's Norris, too.
It's Norris, too. How are you, Norris?
I'm hanging.
It's good to see you.
I'm chilling, man. It's been a wild day,
It has.
but hopefully we'll make it better for you.
Yeah, it's only like 2:15, so
Yeah.
maybe it'll get a little bit better. But we've got a full show for you. If you are new to our live stream, hello. Also, welcome to people on Instagram. We're still working out the bugs over on Instagram, so bear with us if it's a little wonky. We're trying new stuff here at the studio at Tech Town.
That's right.
Having a lot of fun with it. We also are broadcasting live on YouTube.
That's right.
And what we do here is we live record our show for tomorrow, our podcast. We do our daily podcast, more than 1,700 episodes.
Yep.
We do it for tomorrow in front of a live audience.
Yep.
We will do that, get into some stories around town, and then we'll also take listener questions. We have a producer, Adam, here, who will take in your stuff. I know I can read off of YouTube. I'm going to work on reading off of Instagram. This is a brand new thing this week to do this.
We got a problem with trying new stuff all the time. We not a problem, but we always trying new stuff, and we want some feedback on what's working and what's not. Like, let us know. Like, if you think this was like, wow, man, that was hard to deal with, let us know, because we're always looking for feedback.
And so what we'll do, as I said, we'll record the episode, then we'll open up feedback for questions for whatever, and blend in both Instagram and YouTube if everything works right. And so we're going to get into about 6 stories today that we're going to tell you about happening around Detroit.
A lot of stuff going on.
Metro Detroit and the region. And then we'll get into some of our live chat. We usually stick around for, an hour and a half, something like that.
Usually.
The main show itself is only about 20, 25 minutes because that is actually our main product.
Yes.
We're doing this as an add-on. So
This is for you.
This is for you, specifically
Because
you.
People
And
have
you and you.
literally stopped me in the streets and told me, hey, Norris, old Prince of Brightmoor, one of your most loyal listeners is humbly requesting that you do more video. And so I said, I shall bequeath onto you more video.
Did you always talk like this?
Yes.
I
Even
highly
as a
doubt-
small child.
Okay, then. But that unreleased rap tape from when you were younger,
Not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen to release, but is it royal rap?
Yes. It is.
You could tell me whatever you want since you're never going to let me play it.
Nope.
If you have an unreleased rap tape, let us know in the comments. I do not.
Yeah.
The guy running for New York mayor does. Well, no, he actually has released stuff.
He has released stuff.
What was he? DJ? Was it Cardamom?
Yeah, Cardamom.
Okay. It wasn't. You weren't DJ Cardamom.
I was not.
Was it that corny?
No.
See,
You're not gonna know.
I'm working on it.
You're not gonna know.
Live streamers, I've been working on this as long. How long have you been on this show regularly?
Oh, it's like almost like 3 years now or something like that.
I have been working that long to try to find this mixtape.
You're not gonna find it.
Okay.
You're not gonna find it. One day it will happen, but it will happen under my terms. Flat out.
All right, so we're going to get into the show today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Let's get into it here.
Yeah, be careful. Somebody back there had that COVID cough.
If people don't know, we are in Tech Town. Our studio's in the corner of Burroughs and Cass. It's a beautiful space over here. Lots of sun. It's a very nice place. Let's get into it.
That cough has some dust come out of it. This is a dry, cobwebby cough.
You are ridiculous. I appreciate you.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's get started here with the recording of the actual show. As I said, put your questions in there. Producer Adam will pick them up. We can't really answer them until after the show, which will only be about, as I said, 20 to 25 minutes. That's because we are recording this for audio for people who will not see the video, and then we'll get into a bunch of stuff. All right, we are recording. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Daily Detroit, sharing what to know and where to go. This is your podcast for Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. I'm Jer Stays, coming to you from our studio at Tech Town. And joining me is none other than the most excellent, His Highness, the Prince of Brightmoor. How are you, sir?
What's going on, y'all? You already know what it is. Norris Howard here to share all the things that we know of happening in the city of Detroit. And Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. It is a beautiful day, so I hope some of you are taking the time to listen on a walk or a nice stroll. Maybe put the top down, take out your Cadillac Alante, and ride.
I will say I was at Dally in the Alley, and it
Oh
was
man, Dally was slapping.
it was great.
It was that was one of the best Dallies. You know what I love about Dally? Dally in the Alley is it's more Wayne State's homecoming than Wayne State's actual homecoming.
Explain.
You know, so like obviously every school you have homecoming game, homecoming dance, all that type of stuff, homecoming parties, you know, in college. Invite all the alumni back and all this, so on and so forth. And I can tell you, I've been to homecoming at Wayne State maybe once in my whole life as an alumni. And I've gone to Dally all the time. Like I think I've only missed like 2 or 3. Like I always go to Dally. And if you went to Wayne State, you will inevitably run into your former classmates. It is a guarantee that you will run into classmates if you go to Dally.
One thing I noticed, and this is consistent, you have a wide range of ages. Now, they'll be in at different times a day, but you'll have a wide range of ages. I feel like Dally, you know, we posted some videos up on social media, and some people got in their feelings about them. But I feel like Dally's kind of been consistently this since the 70s.
Dally's always been where all the weirdos gather. The only thing strange about this time is that the normies showed up, and that's fine because normies spend money. We want that. Like, you know, here's what I want, right? Like, a thing like Dally is something that was never gate kept, right? Like, literally, it was never gate kept. Like, they had fences up, and that never used to be a thing at Dally. You used to literally be able to funnel into the festival from all directions. Anywhere you can find your way to Dally, you were welcome to come. And I don't care who's there. I don't care. I just want people to go out and enjoy it. And guess what? If you're one of the people who are like, I don't like that. Dude, there's like 5 different music stages. Go find something that's playing your jams. Flat out, man. You got no excuse with Dally. Like, there is something for literally everyone at Dally.
You know what else I've noticed? And this is thanks to some listeners who are just, I swear, we have like 10 listeners watching the Apple Store at any time.
Well, it's because like,
or the soon-to-be Apple Store in downtown Detroit.
Soon-to-be Apple Store, you know, it's right there on the thoroughfare. You can't miss it, and it's that we are on Apple Watch. Boom.
Look at you making a pun.
Yeah, it's your fault.
So a listener made a point, Tommy, that the 19th is when he thinks the iPhone release is coming.
Are we taking bets on this now?
So will the store be ready by the 19th? Because I saw some pictures in our member-only Discord. You can become a member, patreon.com/dailydetroit. It looks like we've got shrouds. We've got stuff moving.
Oh, it's happening, man. It's happening. I think the 19th is a good shout. I think maybe it's a week off. But I believe the logo has been put up. And usually you don't put the logo up until you're ready to roll. Like, that's the thing. I think the logo is up means that within a week or so, they are ready.
Well, I think there's like a black
There's a tarp
shroud
over the logo, but like, why you don't tarp something that ain't there?
Wouldn't it be the ultimate troll if it was like an Android logo?
I would love it.
I know you would.
If it was a Google store, how hilarious would that be? I would freaking love that. It would be fantastic. But no, it's Apple Store.
Well, it's not out of the range of possibility. I remember one of the last times I was in Chicago, there was an Apple Store nearby. There was an Android store, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can.
It's not. It's don't do that to people. It's Apple Store.
I know. I'm trying to make you happy.
I live a happy lifestyle. So the fact that an Apple Store would be down there only makes me happier because people will be able to get their technology serviced. And you know what? Let's just keep it for real. It's something about having an Apple Store in your downtown, in your high street, so to speak, that does make it feel like legitimate. It makes it feel like, oh, okay, like people live here now.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think we're way behind.
No, we are. We're
Way
significantly
behind. People, I hear some people being mad about adding these stores downtown. Honestly, this stuff should have been here 15 years ago.
It should have been, but you know what? 15 years ago, there was a lot of stuff going on that, maybe wasn't the most conducive to a lot of economic development. We can take that for however we feel about it.
And you
It's
say
the
that as a
truth.
downtown resident yourself.
I do. Listen, man, the bankruptcy really hurt us and really kind of kneecapped development for at least 15 to 17 years, man. We're literally doing 17 years of economic work now.
Interesting. So you think that is interesting. it definitely cleared the decks in some ways, in some very painful ways.
Yes.
To be honest with you. But some of the reforms, like I don't like what happened when it came to the pensions and things. That's not okay.
Oh, I couldn't
But
stand most of it.
when it comes to the reform, some of the stuff was needed, right?
Some, but the fact that the people had to pay for it basically
That was awful.
is ridiculous, and it's awful, and it still hasn't been rectified in any meaningful way, in my opinion. But getting back to the point is that the economic growth and economic work that would have been happening under normal circumstances had Detroit not gone through bankruptcy is really just now happening over the past 3 to 4 years post pandemic. So, it's frustrating, but also at the same time, it does give me glimmers of hope that, hey, more and more people want to be here, and more people want to spend their money here. Net positive. Let's get it.
All right, let's get into some stories. First that we'll get into is that Michigan is facing the possibility of a government shutdown as budget negotiations have stalled in Lansing. The Whitmer administration has begun what they're calling contingency planning with the October 1st constitutional deadline up ahead. Bridge, Michigan says that Democratic and Republican lawmakers remain divided over competing spending proposals. The biggest sticking point is finding an extra $3 billion for Michigan's crumbling roads. With Governor Whitmer currently on a trade mission to Asia and House Speaker Matt Hall claiming budget talks are, quote, not getting anywhere, the threat of Michigan's first shutdown since 2009 is growing. If a shutdown occurs, essential services like the state police would continue, but state parks and Secretary of State offices could face closures or reduced hours. The divided legislature has significant differences. House Republicans propose a $78.5 billion plan, while Senate Democrats want $84.5 billion. Complicating all of this, recent federal law changes thanks to the Big Beautiful bill that blow another $1.1 billion budget hole. That is not being partisan. That's just the math, friends. Why is it that we can't get our stuff together? I knew when we went to the Mackinac Policy Conference, this was going to be a problem. We're starting to talk about it now because, look, schools don't have budgets.
Nope. Still.
We could be seeing some temporary park closures. The clock is on, and it seems so dumb to me that, like, we can't be grown-ups and figure out a way to do this.
I mean, listen, I'm normally the guy to try to find, a catharsis or some kind of middle road or recognize what this is. But at the end of the day, you got to say the buck stops at Matt Hall, at the Speaker of the House here. The budget that he's proposed is a non-starter for the Senate. It just simply is not ever going to get picked up by the Senate. And at the end of the day, when we're talking about massive cuts to education, massive cuts to benefits, massive cuts to assistance programs such as SNAP and your bridge card and stuff like that, massive cuts to everything that actually helps people live. And by the way, also massive cuts to the state police. So the whole defund the police thing, we can remove that off the table as a leftist talking point. This has been something that actually is proposed by Matt Hall and the House GOP. Listen, man, at the end of the day, you got to come to the table and you got to make a budget happen. And I think when you're proposing such extreme cuts and such extreme partisan issues, you're never going to get to that middle ground. So not only do I think is the Michigan government going to shut down, I think this is going to be one of the longest shutdowns we've ever seen.
Really? Because some of the recent shutdowns were rather short. It acted as a good catalyst to say, hey, you have to do something. What do you think is different this time?
I think the climate is totally different. I think the nature of political rhetoric is different. Listen, Lansing is different. Like, we just got to keep it honest right now. So do I expect the shutdown to last a little bit longer than expected? Totally. So be prepared. I mean, listen, if you haven't renewed your tabs, if you haven't gone to Belle Isle, if you haven't, gone to Kensington because it's going to be nice this weekend, like I'm telling y'all right now, get all that out the way right now.
In September,
because come October 10th, it's a wrap. Because the it's a non-starter, and the part that makes this more sad and more frustrating is the fact that the House leadership has stood on the fact that they've passed the least amount of bills in history. this House of Representatives, and so they're not working. They're not doing the things in order to improve the lives of Michiganders. And this is going to affect everybody. This is going to affect Detroiters. It's going to affect people in Berkeley. It's going to affect people in the UP. It's going to affect people out west. It doesn't matter where you live in the state. This will affect you. And it's going to hurt, and it's going to suck. And a lot of people are going to miss paychecks, so on and so forth. It is beyond the pale to me that we cannot get to a common ground on the budget. Oh, and by the way, meanwhile, the House is passing bathroom bills. Like that's what's on the top tier for them. It's like, nah, let's legislate people's tinkles instead of passing a budget. That's what's important. Anyway, I'm done. I'm off my high horse.
Feedback, as always, dailydetroit@gmail.com. Also related in the state news, Michigan's Unemployment Insurance Agency is seeking to collect $2.7 billion in COVID-era benefits. It says were overpaid to about 350,000 workers, with first payments due near the end of this month. The collections, which have been paused due to a class action lawsuit, mostly affect those who received pandemic unemployment assistance benefits back in 2020 and 2021. In a report in the Detroit Free Press, UIA Director Jason Palmer said that he understands that this is difficult for recipients, but that they have a duty to collect this money by law. They are also trying to do like programs with not necessarily waivers per se, but payment plans, things like that. Most affected claimants are not accused of intentional fraud, but incorrect wage reporting or eligibility issues amid changing federal guidance during the pandemic. As we all remember, that was a pretty big mess. If you're part of this, you should have already gotten a notification in your online account with the state. The agency is offering financial hardship waivers for those who cannot, or hardship help for those who cannot afford repayment. This is just, to me, government mess.
Yeah, it's more mess, man. Listen, we all know it was a bunch of people getting money off them pandemic checks. I mean,
and there were hundreds of people who were prosecuted around that.
Absolutely.
But that was more of the intentional.
Intentional fraud through the PPP loans. And a lot of this was just the insurance company just paying too much money just because it was so much to keep track of. And listen, at the end of the day, let me put it this way, man. All right. We going after the wrong people here. We going after the wrong people, man. Let these people keep that money. That's how I feel. Let these people keep that money and spend that money and save up.
$2.7 billion, though, is a lot of coin.
Yeah, we spend, bro, do you know how much money we spending by having the National Guard clean up the mall right now? Like, clean up the National Mall?
They're different pots of money.
I don't care. It's all the government. It's all my money. It's all my money that's being spent. It's all your money. It's all y'all's money. All right? Sorry, I'm not trying to be radical today, but it is. It's our money. I'd rather that money be kept by the workers, man. Who cares?
We have been friends for a long time. You don't have to try to be radical. In automotive news, General Motors is pumping the brakes on electric vehicle production as the $7,500 federal tax credit for EVs is set to expire at month's end. Scaling back production include the Cadillac Lyriq and Vistic, along with the Chevy Bolt EV. They expect a sharp decline in consumer demand. Production at General Motors' Tennessee plant will pause completely in December, with additional slowdowns planned through early 2026. Plans for an expanded Bolt line in Kansas City have been indefinitely shelved. I think we've talked about it in the newsletter that there have been layoffs over at Factory Zero here in Detroit, Hamtramck, right down the street. Literally, you could walk to the plant from here. Long walk, but you could do it. You could bike it. This pullback comes despite GM reporting record EV sales in August. And the thing is that this isn't just with General Motors. This is across a number of brands, and many experts and people we've had on this show have warned we are making a critical strategic error by deciding that we're not going to compete in the global auto industry. Let's talk about it. Also, let's talk about your new whip.
Yeah, because I just got an EV myself, and I freaking love it. I love it to death. I love the fact that I look at a gas station and I just go, ha, 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 never again. Like, it is a fantastic experience. The driving experience has improved greatly on EVs. And listen, the August sales, I think, are a little bit skewed with people finally pulling the trigger, like myself, who saw, hey, the tax credit is going to end at the end of September. And so if I'm going to get an EV, I got to get it now. But at the same time, you're talking about record EV sales for GM. Also, Ford reported that they had record EV sales as well on the back of the Mach-E, not even the F-150 Lightning, which is what I thought would have been the record.
Oh, see, I like the Lightning.
Yeah.
But I don't see the Lightning's product fit
the demo.
as well as I
Yeah.
do the Mach-E, right?
Yeah, in the demo, right? Like usually if you're buying an F-150, you're getting a big gas guzzler, you're hauling some stuff, whatever. But the point is that 2 out of the 3 big, auto manufacturers in Detroit have seen massive gains on EVs over the past couple months. And I agree. I think this is a massive miscalculation. I don't think the fall off for EVs will be as precipitous as they say, particularly not for the cheaper lines. I mean, the Equinox has been one of the best sellers for GM over the summertime, and that is before we even got news that those tax credits would end. So for me, I think as we're looking at the EV market as it continues to grow, as infrastructure, even though it is going to slow, as infrastructure continues to expand, people have less fear about the EVs. And let's just be honest, the more attractive the vehicles begin to look, as you talk about the Mach-E, you talk about the Equinox and the Blazer, which are virtually identical to their gas variants. I don't think this drop off will be as strong as they say, and I think a lot of people will just say, hey, the $7,500 split over the course of my lease or split over the course of my auto loan I can eat that.
Or I wonder if they're going to be able to pull some of the pricing down. The thing
I
is,
think they will. I personally think they will.
the thing is that we have a lot of dumb policy happening around all of this, right? Renewables, electric cars. Not saying that everyone should get an electric car. Not saying it's the right thing for everybody.
No, but it's dumb.
But like last week, there was the news that the planned battery plant in Milwaukee Junction, there was going to be 600 jobs. That plug got pulled by Fortescue, an Australian company, I believe.
Yeah.
That project, along with thousands of other battery-related jobs in Michigan, literally thousands of jobs, killed, jobs dead because of bad policy where it's not just like, oh, we're going to balance things out. It's this idea that we're going to go back to coal or something when it literally is less efficient.
It's not just that it's less efficient, it will kill you. Coal kills you. It kills you, Jared.
Well, clean coal. But supposedly that's supposed to be better. But, the thing is with this is that I hear the dumbest stuff. Like, oh, well, what's going to happen when the sun's not out? There's batteries for that. Like, I am sick of the idiocracy of how we're making policy. And if you look at the greater job numbers, which are getting revised all the way back for a while, but like idiocracy is hurting the economy. And I don't care what political value you have.
There's smart and there's dumb.
Yeah.
And what we're doing
This isn't conservative.
What we're doing around renewables, what we're doing around EVs is dumb. Which, by the way, if we were talking about being pro-business, as most old conservatives would say that we should be, then you would be supporting renewables and EV technology and battery plants all over the place because they bring jobs, new jobs that will exist much longer than jobs based around fossil fuels, because ultimately smart people will continue to move in a certain direction, and you won't have those people anymore.
Well, there's this view by a lot of people that the American auto industry can like live by itself, and that isn't how it works.
No, China getting ready to come down and whoop everybody's ass. Like, let's just be honest. They are offering EV SUVs for $20,000 USD.
The only reason that they're not making huge gains in the United States at all is because of the high tariffs that we've put in over it.
Legally,
the market,
they can't. Yeah.
Right, the markets that they're in, they're doing very strong, and I want our companies to compete. I don't think isolating from competition is a smart move long term. It's just, I want to protect American jobs. I think protecting them is being realistic about what's happening.
Protecting American jobs would have been putting your full weight behind new technology, employing people who could build the battery plants, work in the battery plants, provide maintenance for the EV vehicles and the vehicles of the future, not the vehicles of the past, and providing more training around these new technologies. And instead, what we're doing is we are creating really dumb policy that continues to proliferate really gross and honestly deadly industries.
Let's talk more technology. Ann Arbor has been named an AI star hub, according to Brookings. They have more than 500 AI jobs listed in Ann Arbor. It's not a big place. Like, there's a lot of cultural cachet. There's the University of Michigan, but population-wise, its full-time residents are about the same size as Sterling Heights. But it's got, or actually a little bit bigger, right around there. Anyway, 531 AI jobs listed. The other major regional hub that Brookings puts out there is Columbus, Ohio. They have nearly 1,800 AI jobs listed. I want to mention that Columbus is starting to knock on 1 million people now.
Yeah.
So per person, Ann Arbor is really pushing above its weight. It's another thing where I know that I have a heel turn in this show, and that I will highlight that Columbus is making technological advances, but it's also like the truth. So we should talk about it.
What are you saying?
It's interesting. This report talks about how the primary superstar and star hubs are located in California's coastal cities, Texas's business cities, and the Boston to Washington corridor. Without AI-related spending, estimates suggest that U.S. GDP growth would have been cut in half and private investment would have shrunk. It is interesting to see how much the administration, as well as the stock market, is really leaning on this being the future. I have some concerns, especially considering I'm not like data centers are going to exist, but they actually don't. They provide construction jobs, but long term, they don't provide lots of jobs. There's some environmental concerns. I want to have an expert on actually about the proliferation of Great Lakes data centers and how to responsibly do them. I'm working on that. There's a report recently out that's really interesting around this. So what are some of our thoughts?
I mean, listen, I'm one of those people that like AI is usually not my favorite jam. I've come around to just recognizing as a tool, it's not going to go anywhere. But at the same time, I do feel like we are scaling with AI irresponsibly, as you brought up some of the issues there. Its usage in primary education, and by that I mean elementary school. Its usage in our everyday lives to just like take care of pretty menial tasks that we should be able to do with our own brains is concerning. But the biggest concern to me is the environmental cost. And one of the things that we've been seeing is, there's this stat that goes around that says, every AI search is like 2 glasses of water or, whatever. And even if that's just close to true, think about the scale of that. Like that, like just on scale.
So
It's a lot of resources, man.
It's a lot of resources, but I also want to highlight the need for like regulation and standards, because depending on which provider, that number is very different.
But the thing is that
if you're responsibly doing it, you're always looking to lower that because it makes you more money to lower that. While you've got some other providers that are doing dumb stuff like throwing natural gas generators at it, right?
So here's the thing, is that within the big, beautiful bill, you cannot legislate AI for the next 10 years. So now these corporations have no incentive whatsoever to be good actors. They just need to do everything they can to maximize profit because they know no legislation is coming for the next 10 years unless that is then rescinded by a new administration that comes in. But as it stands right now, no, there's no reason for them to be good actors because they know the government is not going to be on their backs about it. It's as simple as that.
Well, it's definitely something that I want to talk about on the show more and have a guest on around that specifically, because data center has been brought up a lot as far as economic development and in Metro Detroit. All right, our final story for the podcast today. Wayne State University is making moves to build up more research capabilities with a new health science research building, says Crain's Detroit Business. The groundbreaking ceremony is happening soon, they say, for a 160,000 square foot place on East Canfield Street. The 5-story building will connect the existing Scott Hall via a pedestrian bridge and will bring together researchers from various health science fields, focusing on the 4 areas of oncology, neuroscience, immunology, and infectious diseases. The idea for this is collaboration. Funding for the $200 million project comes from a $100 million state appropriation and university bonds. The university, it's interesting to see in this report, and I'll link it in the show notes to Crain's, this is going to move forward despite potential federal research funding cuts. under this administration. It's good to see Wayne State investing in research just down the street from the studio. It's now all of its stories. It's beautiful. Another research facility up there. It's
From Michigan State.
yeah, that one's from Michigan State. Yep. So it's good to see all that.
Listen, I love it. You know, Wayne State, Michigan State, these schools are putting their money where their mouth is, and they're saying, look, we got a lot of funds to be able to be able to pull from, and you know what? We don't care that the federal subsidies aren't coming through. We are going to continue the good work of medical research, continuing to try to make us healthier societies, longer living societies, and really, I love seeing this in Detroit specifically. And the reason why I love seeing it in Detroit is because as an alum, seeing Wayne State continue to invest in this city and become such a cornerstone of really not just the revitalization of Detroit, but the continued excellence of Detroit through its ability to provide one of the best medical research and engineering schools on the planet, being heavily involved in the festival and the cultural centers around Midtown. Listen, Wayne State is stepping up in a great way, and I got to give props where props is due. They are trying to swing the big stick when it comes to the med school scene, and it looks like they're going to continue to do that.
And that kind of research, it grows companies, it grows jobs. You see, there's a reason why there's so much hype around this, around what Michigan State's doing, what U of M is doing. This is going to be, I know it's not a new stadium. I know it's not a huge apartment building.
But this is the stuff that helps build the middle class. Like, we talk about middle class as if that just means, like, factory workers. No, like...
I mean, in 2025, it really doesn't mean factory workers around the country.
Doesn't. That's what I'm saying. But in 2025, when you're talking about, hey, I'm a medical research assistant, you're a middle class. You're a middle class person. You're staunchly middle class. And, like, we need more of that in the city of Detroit. Staunchly middle class people doing great work, wanting to continue to contribute to the tapestry of Detroit. I love it.
Well, with that, we will leave it for today's podcast. Feedback, as always, dailydetroit@gmail.com or 313-789-3211. Thank you so much to our members on Patreon. We have been pushing out our newsletter more often. People have been liking it. Thank you so much for the people who are joining us. Patreon.com/dailydetroit. Local media needs local support, and y'all stepping up is a huge thing. It's a sign that, hey, you guys want us to keep doing this with the podcast, the live stream, the private show, the stickers, the swag. There's so much stuff happening. And it's very exciting, and it's all powered thanks to you. So patreon.com/dailydetroit. Well, until tomorrow, I'm Jairus Days.
And I'm Norris Howard.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit. All right. And we got through the recording.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody in the live stream. We got people. Hi, people. So good to see you.
We got we got the young homie Sam. What's up, Sam?
Stina, and by the way, there's only 10 minutes left, but still time for people to get to Tuesday Market today. You know what? Let's make sure we mention Tuesday Market in the future.
Tuesday Market.
It's good veggies, good stuff. That's, you know what? If you want a more chill market, Eastern Market on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays is the way.
Like if you live here.
Yeah. If I go on Tuesdays.
Yeah. If you live here,
I'm gonna go.
If you live here, that's the move.
Yeah. Saturday is too much.
You know what I really like in Eastern Market? Wiggly's.
Yeah. Yeah, Wiggly's.
Yeah, I'm a Wiggly, like the cheese, the meat. I mean, you can do all your shopping because it's a deli counter. I mean, there's also Frank's, which is like the takeout restaurant. But,
I'm a Midnight Temple kind of guy.
Well, the thing is that this is for take home. Midnight Temple.
For take home? No, I'm talking about for just eating.
So I'm talking about getting lunch meat or breakfast sausage or seasonings.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Or if you want to get like the brisket.
You know,
they sell the whole corned beef.
That. You know, eat beef like that. Just go get.
You're just gonna leave it to me and Devin O'Reilly to make corned beef, aren't you?
I would eat some, but I'm not gonna take a whole corned beef home. I'm not just gonna have a half a pound of ground chuck, like, or a beef shank. No.
Hello, Ted. Welcome. My 23 Chevy Bolt is my favorite car I've ever owned. Really sad to see American companies being so stupid with this market.
Yeah, they're dumb.
I was walking my dog yesterday in Indian Village, and I saw a Chevy Bolt, and it sounds like the Back to the Future car.
Oh, yeah.
When it, like, speeds up. I mean, I love it. There's nothing.
Sounds like the DeLorean.
Yeah.
Listen, Listen, here's the thing about these companies, right? Is that the only thing they're gonna listen to is the dollars, right? And continually for GM, what continues to be their big movers is the big trucks, the pickup trucks, the big SUVs, so on and so forth. You want them to feel differently about that? Start talking to your family about these EVs, man. Like, this is a thing I've realized that I've had to do myself, which is like getting my family around the concept of EVs, because they still think like, oh my God, I'm gonna plug that. I'm gonna plug it up and my light bill is gonna be $900. Or, oh my God, I'm gonna drive 5 minutes down the road and my battery is gonna drain. I'm not gonna be able to go anywhere. Like, there's still that reticence and that fear around EVs, when it's like, when you talk to the average person, especially over a certain age, it's like, dog, you're not driving nowhere. You don't go anywhere. Most of y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all don't go nowhere. You go to work, you go home. That's it. That's an EV. Get an EV. You go to work, you go home.
Michael on YouTube, Michael Dompier, welcome back. Data centers lead to huge cost increase for electricity. Yes, it
Facts.
does. And however you get the electricity, unless it's completely self-contained, you're absolutely
Facts. And until these tech companies start building their own private power plants, which is not outside the realm of possibility, but once they start doing that, then it's going to be even crazier. But listen, the data center question, the AI question, is going to continue to be something that needs to be talked about from an environmental standpoint, because as we look at other parts of the country, there's already droughts. There's already droughts in many other parts of the country. And so we have been blessed here in the Great Lakes with abundant water sources, but how long does that last if we got to filter everything through large language models and AI generation? Like, yeah, the Great Lakes might not be that great 25 years in the future.
I think this is why people are so particular about protecting it. The whole slippery slope thing. And, I did want to be fair and mention that depending on how it's done, it has a different impact. Because you see what's going down in Memphis.
Yep.
But if you look at the details, that's one particular actor that I won't name because I don't want to get in trouble. But you can guess.
Yeah.
It's in the alphabet.
Yeah.
That's egregiously bad.
Yeah.
And so you've got a scale of things. And I do know that there's like a capital reason, like you want to lower your costs. But in general, there's a lot of concern. And I do worry, you even hear the federal administration talking about, well, things are going to get better when we have all those beautiful data, whatever the hell they call them online. They call them some weird name. Mm-hmm. That's not like built real. Like that's a one-time short boost, because once they're rolling, you don't need
people. You need you need a few security guards, and you need a couple of maintenance guys, server maintenance guys who will work in shifts. I mean, you're talking about a data center that probably will only need 15 people to work at it. Like, that's what I'm saying. These are not real sustainable jobs. This is not the same thing as a battery plant. This is not even the same thing as a grocery store. Like, for real, I want us to, as a people, just reassess what's important to us. Is working slightly faster, even though you still got to check through your AI because it's still wrong a lot of the time. Do you want to do that, or do you want to continue to protect your environment in the Great Lakes? Because like I said, AI is not going anywhere. I'm not poo-pooing people for using AI, but I am poo-pooing companies for not establishing their servers responsibly.
I think I mentioned to you in the past a number of listeners who were like, make the other 2 towers of the RenCen a data center.
That'd be a terrible idea.
Just pump the water straight from the river.
That'd be a terrible idea. Do you want to continue to have a waterfront? Like, what are we talking about? Like, this is what I'm saying, man. Like, okay, so now 2 towers are a data center, and now they objectively have no actual use to the public.
So one of the things I thought was interesting in the interview that we aired on the show with Jose Flores was his real look that these tools are not actually things that are going to replace people. I mean, some people are going to try to it, but really it has to be something that enhances people
it is.
because it's not the same. It's just not the same.
No, it is, and people still will have the ability of discernment, right? Like how I would use AI is different. How you would use it, the audience we're talking to is different. The context in which the information is delivered is different. There's too many variables to make a one-size-fits-all program and make it make sense for everybody. It just is too many human-based variables that change from day to day.
Stina Lee mentions back to the market, mentions that the Tuesday markets are June through September, and then the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, maybe. So that would mean that there would be some more in September.
Yeah, there'll be a few more. There'll be a few more in September. Also, don't forget Easter Market After Dark,
That's coming up.
the 19th.
That's right around the corner.
That's around the corner, man. So I'm excited. That's one of my favorite festivals. So like I would say
I wish we had a booth at After Dark.
this is like my favorite stretch of time in Detroit. Like from my birthday in early May to like October 1 is like my favorite stretch of the year in Detroit. Because then once people start doing hay rides and apple orchard, I don't want to do the apple orchard.
That doesn't look like your kind of thing. Like you don't look like a camper to me.
Bring me back the cider and donuts after you go to the Franklin Cider Mill. Just bring them back. Or actually, Franklin Cider Mill's cool because it's tiny and you see your cousins out there.
So what is the problem with the cider mill for you? Is it the distance? Is it the cutesiness? Is it the bees?
The cider mill is fine. The apple orchard, not my jam. Not my jam. I got I got generational PTSD about fields, about like all that kind of stuff, bro. I don't want to be in no field doing nothing. All right? This is why I do white collar work. But anyway, the point is that not my jam. I think it's fine, family friendly fun for all y'all who like the apple orchard. Go out and do the apple orchard. I'm not besmirching you. I just don't expect to see me there. Franklin is as far as I'm going.
Is besmirch this month's word, whereas matriculate was last month's word?
Nah, I'm gonna switch it up. You don't know. You don't know what September's word when you hear it. You don't know. You don't know. I want all y'all to break out y'all thesauruses when you listen to Daily Detroit.
Now, one of the things we were talking about off air, and we weren't ready to get into it for the main show because we got to do some more research and do some more work on it. You know, a number of people have been talking about affordability as a concept, but also in the downtown Detroit area because there is a number of properties that have been brought to our attention that are pretty expensive for what they are.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
$3,000 or something for a one bedroom.
Yeah, so we were looking at one place in particular, and we won't go into the details on which property this was. We'll do that at a later date and time. But we were looking at a few properties just out of general curiosity, as we do sometimes here. And yeah, they were talking about $3,000 for a one bedroom, and we got to asking ourselves, like, who is that for? Because not even rich people want to spend that much money on a one bedroom. Like at that point, you might as well get a condo. You might as well get a house somewhere, fix it up. If you're paying $3,000 a month, I mean, $3,000 a month is a big house. Like that's a house note on a big house. So for me, it's like I'm not quite sure what the market is for that. And you know, I say it all the time that we need wealthier people. We need more upper middle class people to live in the city, but we also need them to like have like normal places. Like I don't know. It just feels like $3,000 for an 800 square foot one bedroom just don't feel like a good use of money, particularly where this particular property was located. It just didn't feel like that was value for money.
Well, there was a thing that was highlighted on Sam Robinson was talking about it, and he did a good job of like putting it together about affordability and how like yes, there are cheap places, but places that are ready to rent aren't cheap.
Right.
And that's something I think we need to dig into a little bit more. I also want to look into the regional market. I feel like I need to do data. So if somebody's got a recommendation for an expert, a data scientist, I don't want to just like talk out of my ass on this.
No, I want a developer.
Yeah.
If you develop property, if you are somebody who owns multiple properties and buys land specifically to develop apartment homes on it, I want to talk to you. And I'm not going to be mean, I promise. My thing is I just want the answer from somebody who's deeply ingrained in this is what is the calculus that gets you to the numbers you get to. Because we're not capacity downtown.
Well, we used to be. We're not now.
Yeah, 30 years ago.
Well, no, even well, we're not capacity as far as building, but even the apartments that we had, we used to have a much higher occupancy rate.
We did. Okay, yeah, we did.
A few years ago. Now, Michael makes a point. I live downtown. They've been very aggressive with price increases.
Yes, because now they got to get more out of each person because there's just not as many people than units that we have.
The other challenge, though, too, not challenge, but situation that I know is that a lot of these people who invested in these buildings aren't going to make their profit until they sell it and condo it or sell it on to the next owner, right? So how much demand is there? What is the rent level for that demand? Because look, if we could figure out a way to get 1 bedrooms for like $1,000 or 11, like consistently, we would have so many more people. Like I can't, this is the thing that gets me. There's gotta be something better about home building than what we're doing to create more density. And I know that like it's crazy talk and whatever, but these are things that I definitely think about. Andrew says there should be more condos downtown. No way anyone wants to pay $3,000 for 800 square feet and have zero equity.
I agree.
That's what it is, right? After a
agree.
certain level, after a certain price point, and I want to talk maybe a developer, maybe a data expert, someone who says, okay, this is the
threshold.
line.
This is the
threshold.
ownership renter threshold.
And
Like,
I'm going to be honest and say I don't know that number
Yeah,
because
me
I'm not
neither.
an economist.
Yeah.
But I would love to talk to one. What is in our market, because it's different in different parts of the country, what is that threshold to target?
because the average rent in Metro Detroit is around $1,300 right now. That's average rent.
Okay.
So around there, give or take a few, $50 to $100 here or there. But the point is that what is the threshold that makes somebody go, I'll just buy? I think it's got to
Or
be around
I'll
that.
stay smaller and I'll save to buy.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be around that 2,800 mark. I don't know. I'm just saying.
And outside of being short term, because some people are going to be short term because they're
Yeah.
coming in for work. They don't know if they're going to be here more than 18 months. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Let's go back into the comments. Mr. Duckett, hello. Good to see you.
Our friend of the show, Mr. Duckett.
Come on out to the Northwest Detroit Farmers Market in North Rosedale one Thursday until the end of October. Yes. Let's go.
Thursday to the end of October?
Let's go.
Oh, I'm there, bro.
Literally. Mr. Duckett, when does it start?
Yeah, tell us when it starts, man.
Like,
Because
give me the hours, and we put it in the newsletter. We'll go out.
We'll go out. Because any reason for me to go to the Northwest Side where my old stomping grounds, Rosedale Park, man, I'm ready, dude. Let me know.
Who is that Instagram or TikTok guy? Northwest, Southwest, East Side news reporting.
That man said
That guy?
Southwest, East Side. He named the whole city.
He does in his little shticks. On the scene now.
I know
Northwest,
what you're
East Side.
talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Which, by the way, we got to get the Southfield guy on too. Have not forgotten about that. Got to make that happen.
Yeah, but we're there, man. First of all, the farmers market is always dope, and we do want to get more into the neighborhoods and out of this little sort of golden triangle down this way, and also deep on the west side. Like we talk a lot about Rosedale, but we don't report a lot from Rosedale, so I definitely want to go out there and check it out.
You know who will be on the show more? We just got to figure out the scheduling, and that's my fault. Amanda Brewington.
Oh, we love Amanda.
She did great on that live stream. We
Yeah.
got so many good comments. She lives out that way.
We love Rosedale.
And she actually used to own Always Brewing Detroit. She
I went
moved away
there
for a while, moved back.
many times.
So yeah, some different perspectives. Also, we know with the newsletter and the podcast, we reach the whole region. So
That's right.
we'll go places.
Yeah,
I'm down.
That's another thing, y'all. If you got things that you got going on in your neighborhoods, you got things you got going on around you, near you, you heard about through the grapevine, become a member, join our members only Discord, let us know in there, or join us in our live streams.
dailydetroit@gmail.com. Throw me an email. Maybe we can talk about it on the show. Maybe I can throw it together. The newsletter has been huge, man. I don't even know. We're going to do an off the record, off the rails on this, but the response to our newsletter is bigger than anything as far as actual great comments and supporters and anything we've ever done on social media.
Oh, yeah. Because listen, it's directly to you, man. It's directly to y'all. And a lot of people consume newsletters. I found that very interesting. There's really only like two I read. I read obviously Daily Detroit, and I read Sam's. I read Detroit 1 Million.
He had a banger piece.
Yeah, boy.
Was it last week?
Last week.
Kind of breaking everything down. He had a banger piece.
If you're looking for like hard political news, in the city of Detroit. Detroit 1 million.
And we're gonna have Sam back on, of course. But one thing a few people on social media and listeners talked about, wanted me to bring up, was they felt like there wasn't as much energy with the campaign and over the last few weeks. And I feel like that's for a couple reasons. Some are just scheduling.
Yeah.
Because, like, in reality, for most people, especially if you got kids, nobody's doing nothing until after Labor Day. So everything's going to, like, you're going to get the primary. And everybody's going to disconnect.
Gone.
And especially everybody who votes.
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone. They're off on vacation or they're off just spending time with family. We are just now back into, like, school year mode.
This is just a theory, and tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe someone will tell me. I feel like, at least with some of the events and things I'm hearing, is that a lot of this campaign is going to move into the churches because a lot of
that's
people
the only place it can go.
Because a lot of the people have made up their minds. A lot of other people have made up their minds.
Yeah.
But in the church community, there's a feeling like the challenger Kinloch can make some ground there.
And then also, you got Sheffield, who's going to have to re-rally her religious base because, again, as we've said on this show, a lot of people don't know that she has a background in the church. I mean,
she's a minister herself.
A minister herself. So, I mean, the concept that Kinloch was going to just pull 100% of the church vote was already kind of like, what are we talking about? But she's going to have to do even more now to kind of pull from that vote. But again, when you got a 30% lead, you really ain't got to do that much work.
Can I mention something? And I see some chat comments. I'll get to you. Can I mention it's something that I feel a little... I don't like to say I was right, but I was right.
Please stand on that.
Okay. Remember the debate. Remember some of the stories where people are like, oh, no, we're not going to do the strategic neighborhood fund. Oh, no. What do you see in the papers? What? Both candidates open to it. Both candidates open to it.
You can't fix every neighborhood at the same time.
I told y'all. I told you all. Because it's just how it is. Like, I don't mean to be mean, but like just practicality.
Listen, right? Here's how it is practically. You started downtown, midtown, Corktown because those were the few places in the city where you had the level of density plus the level of zoning that you needed in order to make revitalization happen quickly and somewhat easily for investors. Fine. Okay, cool. Now we got to expand outward and we got to start thinking about other neighborhoods. You got certain stable neighborhoods, you know, up Livernois, some up 7 Mile area. You know, you got your Bagley neighborhoods, Grandmont 1, Rosedale Park, so on and so forth, right? Those are the neighborhoods that will see the bucks before anywhere else. Why? Because there's a foundation that can be used already, right? There's a foundation of investment that's already there that can be built upon. Like, that's the main thing. So as we begin to see the strategic neighborhood fund become a real thing, which, Jer, as you said, you told everybody about, which I agree with, you're going to see some of these neighborhoods that are going to get the dollars that people want to see.
I'm having producer Adam pull up the map of where, like, the Strategic Neighborhood Fund from Invest Detroit and what those neighborhoods are. And honestly, it's a lot of the city. Like, there's a lot of areas. There's definitely some gaps. But when he gets there...
there will be gaps. Like, and there will be gaps until the proof of concept can show people who want to inject more funds into the city that these things can be fixed, right? And listen, I'm going to say this right now, right? I want the Mr., 1213s and the Mr. Duckets and the rest of y'all that listen to this show, I want y'all to continue to be on the gentrification watch, right? Because I want to see which one of some of these orgs, who they giving the money to and the investment to. We got some info. We getting ready.
Well, no, Adam's having some technical issues.
Oh, okay.
Trying to bring something up because I sent him a link and it keeps going back to the same page, which is not the page. There we go.
We got it. I think we're gonna display it.
Yeah,
now.
scroll down for us.
Let's display it now.
There we go. Yeah. And if you scroll down, you can see the map of where those places are.
There we go.
Have an idea.
There we go. Let's get that.
There we go. Yeah.
There it is.
So Grand River Northwest, Warrendale, Cody Rouge, Livernois, McNichols, Russell Woods, Narden Park, Verner Southwest, Island View, Greater Villages, Jefferson Chalmers, West Warren, Jew, Gresham 7 Mile, and Camp Out Black.
Listen,
that's a lot of property.
That's a lot of property, but also, what did I say? Those are areas that are either right on or adjacent to areas that already have some levels of investment within them already. Andrew McGee in our chat saying Dexter Linwood will be getting lots of investment soon. I've heard rumblings of that as well. Listen, a lot of this is net positive stuff, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I will be on the gentrification watch, right? But the thing about it is that unlike Williamsburg, unlike Park Slope, unlike Red Hook in Brooklyn, we do have the benefit of land. We have the benefit of space. We have the benefit of area. And so a lot of these places will be able to be built on and built upon to the benefit of the residents that are already there.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch. You know, when you think about the projects that have been happening, Dexter Linwood's definitely something where I think I agree that's going to be something. Andrew McGee says they broke ground on the new apartment mixed-use building at Minnock and Grand River in Rosedale Park. Me and get out that way and see some progress. You know what, Andrew, if you can send me some pictures and stuff, I end up going on the east side a lot just because of my time between the newsletter and everything else. I want to get out there more often.
The west is usually where I'm at. So
yeah. If you can
I'll grab some next time I go over and visit my folks. But yeah, I want to see it too.
Yeah, because for the newsletter, put that stuff out there. It's having everyone work together. People give me a lot of feedback about seeing the new project at Alter and Kirchville on the Detroit side that's going in. It's a 3-story apartment building. Let's see. Michael, I know it technically all Detroit, Highland Park, but developing from North End to Ferndale just feels like a real develop.
There's a lot of political
Park,
red tape with that one. Like that's the problem, is that the fact that Highland Park, I'm gonna say something might be controversial.
Oh no. Okay.
I think the city of Detroit should have annexed Highland Park a long time ago.
There's gonna be a lot of people who think the city of Detroit should have annexed a long time ago. But enclaves are very difficult to make sense.
Here's the thing. Hamtramck has provided
also center line is weird.
Yeah,
inside of
center
Warren.
line is weird too. But Hamtramck has made the case for itself that it can continue to sustain itself as an enclave and continue to thrive and have a vibrant economy, so on and so forth. Like, Highland Park has not done that. And so for me, the justification for Highland Park remaining a separate municipality without the benefit of anything happening in Detroit is to the detriment, I think, of both cities. So because now you can't develop really around Highland Park because it's next to Highland Park.
Well, and it's kind of hard because, like, Highland Park's population is so small. If you absorbed it, you couldn't be like, oh, you get a council district or, you know what I mean, some concessionary things. It's so small. Because, you know, people realize Highland Park at its peak, I think it's only a few thousand people now. Highland Park at its peak was like 60,000
people.
In that tiny little area. Mm-hmm. It was as dense as anything you'd see in New York City.
Yeah, no, I agree. But, you know, for me, just where it stands right now, and the thing is that I don't see necessarily, like, the progress, right? Like, there are patches and parts.
Oh, but you know what you are going to see, though?
Yeah.
Just north of Highland Park, I think you're going to see that whole apartment neighborhood by Palmer Park light up in the next 3 years.
Absolutely.
3-4 years. Because you look at the improvements that have been made to the park itself, which are gorgeous. Yeah. You see the building moves. You know, my partner used to live in the apartments over there, and her building got condemned.
Yeah.
Like, her wall fell off. Like, when she was living there, her wall. So, like, it's so hard because, like, I want, like, people to be in places.
And those are, like, old historic apartments.
But also, I don't want people's walls falling off.
No, exactly.
Like, you gotta find a balance there
you
somehow.
You gotta find a balance.
And so there's so much beautiful stock in that neighborhood right by the park, all those apartment buildings. That should be an activated neighborhood with coffee shops and groceries. We could do that. And I want to see, like, for instance, I would love to see some things in Highland Park. There's some great people sticking out over there. If you haven't heard of Mama Shu, she's amazing.
Absolutely.
Avalon
Mama Shu will
Village,
hate what I just said. But
I know.
But I love her to death.
Avalon Village is amazing.
It is.
What she's done over there.
Listen, and I know it. I'm just saying, I think for where it is right now, the ability to provide the resources that Highland Park needs right now, Highland Park, unfortunately, just by virtue of size, currently can't do it. They just don't have enough people. They don't have enough tax base. And so that's the part that is kind of frustrating.
And how do you get out of it, right?
how do
Like,
you
how
get
do you
out
get
of
out of it? And how do you be realistic about getting out of it?
Right. And to me, the most realistic solution would be for Detroit to annex it, take on some of that tax burden, be able to help develop it. And then maybe you do have a reality now where the Q line goes all the way to 8 Mile or goes to Ferndale, or you have, more investment around those areas, because now that's just one less municipal hurdle that you got to jump over.
Couple of comments from the YouTube. Andrew, yeah, Norris is right. If Detroit continues to thrive, it will annex Highland Park in 10 to 20 years. That's an interesting perspective. Here's one from Mr. 1213, long-time listener. Appreciate you. It's not usually the heads of households in Detroit that brings down the neighborhoods. It's usually the people who they allow to stay with them, usually relatives, boyfriend, etc., that should go. Do you want me to tell you a story?
Let's hit a story.
Story time with Jer.
Story time with Jer.
So when I stayed in the North End, I recently moved to the east side of the city, but when I stayed in the North End, when we first took over the place, it's a rental, and he had some family staying there.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the family had some kids and all that other stuff, and we moved in as renters because the thing is that his family was going to jail.
The whole family?
I don't know all the particulars, but I know.
What?
So, like, the kids went off to another house, and this guy tried to negotiate with me and my roommate staying with us.
The guy who was going to jail?
Yeah, staying with us until he went. Like,
Okay.
can I just stay here? Even though we were told by our landlord, like, hey, he's not going to be there. He's not going to be a problem. And there was, like, cut couches. Like, the couches got cut up. And, like, there was all kinds of drawing on the wall.
What the heck?
Yeah, you've been to my old place.
Yeah, I
so
know.
there had to be cleanup after we moved in.
But I'm saying, what the hell?
That's this Mr. 1213's point.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that cousin. It's that whatever.
It's that cousin.
And we've all got that cousin.
We all got that cousin.
I have a cousin. I've got a cousin once that got arrested in Windsor because they didn't used to have price tags on there.
Yeah.
And in Michigan, the rule is, you got to have price
The
tags.
tax, so if you get the duty-free stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, so for him, he went ahead and stole some belts from Devonshire Mall, and they didn't have price tags. So he tried to tell the cops he thought it was free.
Okay.
Everyone's got that cousin.
That cousin. Yeah.
Everyone's got that cousin.
Yeah, that's true. Detroit could absorb Highland Park's debt one day. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Mr. 1213, let me be clear. Let me clear up when I said investors don't want to spend good money after bad. There are a lot of talent in the neighborhoods that could be empowered to open business within their communities. Yes.
Yeah.
There definitely could be.
And that's
there should be.
And that's what something like this does, right? Because what actually we don't want is we don't want people who want to start businesses that have the capital to start businesses all having to start their businesses in Midtown, downtown Corktown, even though we're not at capacity for street level for business frontage in any part of the city. We're not at capacity anywhere. So you can start a business wherever the hell you want in the city of Detroit, theoretically. The thing about it is that by providing services to neighborhoods that previously didn't have services, you begin to let those neighborhoods thrive even more, right? Part of the reason why areas like Bagley and Sherwood Forest have always kind of maintained themselves, number one, is stable income, but also services. There's always been places to eat. There's always been bars. There's always been, a clothing store or Foot Locker or something. There's always barbershops. There's always a commercial corridor that has been thriving and vibrant on Livernois. Like, you didn't have to really go anywhere else unless you needed something specific. And that is why those neighborhoods remained strong and vibrant.
Stina on YouTube says, there were some of those people living in my place before I got it. Yep. I think it's like a Detroit, rite of passage at some point. If you had to move somebody out. And it didn't go bad. It was just literally a conversation in the front.
No, it was just somebody
listen,
who
man,
lived before. Listen, your landlord came to you and was like, listen, this.
I mean, he should have taken care of it.
He should have taken care of it, but they'll just keep it level with you. Was like, listen, this tenant was trifling. And that's why you about to live in here and not them. The tenant was trifling. I don't know what else to say. I had that conversation with a landlord once when I was living in New Center. She straight up was just like, listen, the person before you was not a good tenant. The way she looked at me when she said it, she was like, was not a good tenant. Like, and I'm like, okay. I was like, it's cleaned up though, right? Yeah, we cleaned it up. I'm just letting you know.
So this is the thing: is that it's almost like each thing has to build off of a couple of blocks or a block away from the last thing. So I drove by it on the way out to do some errands. I was checking up on the Riverwords grocery store that's coming in over on Kercheval, just outside of like Indian Village, past Fisher, whatever. I think Holcomb in Kercheval. Don't quote me, but that's coming along. That's actually a place out of Philadelphia. But that's next to another thing, and the next thing that's going to be successful is going to be attaching to that. Like it just
That's how it's got to be. It's got to be block by block.
It's got to be block by block because the other stuff just doesn't work.
No.
I mean, we saw during the Kilpatrick administration they just tried to pull up tracts of housing.
And it
Some
didn't work.
of it worked, some of it really didn't work.
No, like they tried to do it way on the west side on Southfield and Tireman, and they tried to like a whole new neighborhood, and they got like 25% of the way, and there was like, there's no money to do this. Like for real, it was just like we can't do it. But no, it has to be block by block. I mean, the only time we've seen a full blown pocket neighborhood in recent memory just go up and be successful is Brush Park over the past decade. That's the only time we've seen it work, and the only time we've seen.
And the only reason that worked, it was very small,
very small,
very high end,
and it was Bedrock. It was billionaire back.
and you know what? That neighborhood still isn't done.
It's not done.
And so this is the thing: is like those houses are there, and people like them, and I know we have listeners who live over there. But also, like when I roll through there, when I drive through there, like you could still see fenced lots that are just
it ain't done.
hit. Is nowhere near
it's
done.
Almost done, but it ain't done. Yeah, they are redeveloping the Tireman and Southfield spot. Good question from Mr. 1213. What did Sister Pie do wrong to close on Kercheval?
Let's be very clear: they're not closed.
They're not closed. They're taking a break.
They're taking a break. I think. Oh, gee. So I have an interview that I didn't publish because the timing worked out bad. Because I talked to, here in the studio. I think this is my speculation, and this is my thoughts with it, is that it is really hard to stay a small thing. Okay? It's really hard because it's either you're in a capitalist world, you're either growing or you're dying.
You know what? That reminds me of Street Beat.
Who is, by the way, doing a big
They're
thing.
having to grow.
But they said they're going to grow, right?
Yeah, they said they have to grow because, again, you probably don't get investor money without a plan for growth.
Yeah. Stina says limit hours and not full service coffee. I do agree with the no full service coffee on that one. I love Sister Pie, but yes, agreed 100% with that. And like kind of like filling it out so I can just go down there, grab a thing and go. I think that it's difficult because they want to do, they're really on the forefront of making sure that like there's living wage, a lot of these things.
Great place.
And
great
the
product.
ingredient quality is off the charts. But the only way you make that work in sometimes, not only way, I'm sure I can be proven wrong. But like where is the consumer good? Where is the sellable item beyond that? Where is the thing that, because you got to be so good that you got to be a draw to that neighborhood. Look, I live around the corner, not officially around the corner, but like literally almost around the corner from there now. You need more people for a place like that right there if you're going to draw just neighborhood stuff. So if you're going to be more than the neighborhood, you've got to be set up in a way with a way that it's consistent with hours open enough that I'm coming from Southfield or I'm coming from Dearborn or I'm coming from Grosse Pointe.
Yeah, that was
because there's only so many. I like it. I love it over there. But I know this neighborhood. There's only so many people who can afford so many pies.
And so many people who just ain't gonna get pies that often. So you gotta, have the hours that facilitate people.
She also didn't own the building, which doesn't own the building.
No, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. But yeah, I think it's a similar issue to what Street B had, which is they grew really fast and they got a really quick clientele because they offered a thing that everybody somehow was looking for, but nobody had. And that was a cool thing about Sister Pie. That was a cool thing about Street Beat. I keep saying was. I'm not. They're both in business.
You're right. And Street Beat's doing that big thing, taking over the old Bobcat Bonnie space.
Right. And so I think the difference was not just the level of growth, but also just we think about certain amenities as like a silly thing. I know I poo-pooed you about it, but even something as simple as shit like parking. You know?
And it doesn't have to be like a crazy parking lot. Just like, hey, so like when guests come here, I have an email that I send. This is where you park.
Yeah.
Because people need to know that stuff because 99.5% of people are going to look at everything they do through the lens of their car.
Yeah.
So have a simple parking. Now, I'm not saying anything she did was bad. I'm not trying.
This isn't
about
most
her.
of it ain't her fault.
No.
Like that's the thing. Most of it ain't her fault. It's just a combination of you didn't own the building. You actually provided an incredible product that probably should have scaled, but you wanted to remain a small business and not overwhelm yourself, which I respect.
So let's compare that to something like Marrow down the street.
Yeah,
Hopping.
But
It's a regional destination.
It's a regional destination.
And I wonder how that. I don't know anything, but like you're gonna have the Eastern Market and the West Village Marrow.
Well, the West Village Marrow is gonna get the points.
Right.
That's why you keep it there. Like
yeah,
the West
yeah.
Village Marrow is gonna get the points, and then the Eastern Market one just gets everybody else.
Right, because Eastern Market, when I've toured it, I've shared some stuff on the news. It's beautiful. The people over there have done a beautiful job. It's going to be a signature space in Eastern Market.
Yeah, I can't wait to go.
But the Marrow, like it's a butcher shop.
It's a restaurant.
And a restaurant, and it draws in people from everywhere.
And that's the thing is that like when you have that sort of setup where it's like, hey, there are people who go. It's multi-use. You got people who go there just for drinks and vibes. You got people who go there to eat, and you got people who go there as a butcher shop. That's three reasons to go to one building.
And they have consumer goods.
That's what I'm saying.
You can buy their meat at I don't know if it's Meyer, but there's a bunch of places there. They
You
do
could
their
buy them at
burgers.
Eatery. You could buy them at Eatery. You could buy them at the Riverfront, Rivertown
You
Meyer.
got burgers, you got sausages, you got
Bacon.
other stuff. They've also got their place in Birmingham because they know their market.
Yep.
They know their market and who it's going to be. So Andrew says could branch out to Old Redford and Southwest. I don't think so. All due respect to those places. I think something like Sister Pie, that is a...
Southfield. I think she could do Southfield.
I think that's a more... You got to go higher on the income scale.
You think so?
I think you got to go Royal Oak.
You think you got Royal Oak?
If you're going to say a suburban location...
Okay, yeah. If you're gonna do the suburbs,
If you're going to do the
Royal Oak.
suburbs, if you're going to do
Royal
the
Oak.
suburbs...
No, you're right. You're
right, and you look at what Marrow did near Birmingham. They know who their market was.
Yeah, do Royal
So
Oak.
you got to do market analysis. I know this is, and I'm not. Again, this is not about her. I want to say this in the
No,
context.
we're doing this because we want it to be huge.
So this is something that my partner came up with, and I want to talk about. She made this really great point. There's a place that she loves to shop. It closes at damn near 6:00 every day. She even lives and works in the city now. She cannot get there in time.
So she won't go.
She won't go. She has tried for 4 different times to go, and they need to be open till 7 or 8.
Listen.
Like no people like being open from like noon to 6 just ain't gonna work
No,
when you're trying to.
If you are selling things, if you are selling food and goods, you need to be open till 9. Period. That's just how I feel about it.
Really?
You need
I
to
think
be
at
open
least
at-
8.
No, 9.
Okay,
9. Because if you work a second shift, you ain't getting off till 6:30
you're right. Yep.
or 7.
Yep.
Right?
And even if you're a parent and you're picking up kids at
So you picking
3,
up-
dropping them. Yep. You're right.
Take that out. Latchkey. You picking up your kid. You got a latchkey kid. You don't pick up your kid from school after basketball practice till 7:30.
Yeah.
Right? So now you got to be open at 9. You got to be open at 9.
You know what could work in Southwest is something like Sister Pie that's a spinoff that's like tuned to that market.
Yeah. I
Do you know what I mean? Like tuned to, oh my God. What could she do as a collaboration with someone for a tres leches cake?
Oh my God.
That would,
Oh my gosh.
see, we're ideating here on
Put it in
on
Desert
Daily
Oasis.
Detroit. Sister Pie could have been a successful neighborhood bakery, especially catering to Indian Village, West Village. Yes, I think they are successful in
They
some
are successful
way.
in that. Here's the thing. She is.
I think it's
she's-
running out of rooftops.
That's what it is. It's just flat out. It's just over capacity. She needed a break.
Yeah,
She needed a break.
because it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it was. She needed a break,
Yeah.
which everybody is entitled to. But Sister Pie is not going anywhere. And I just hope it expands even more. But I do think that it should expand, personally.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot happening on that east side. I hope that every one of those neighborhoods that we talked about has like a spot. You know, all these different spots that you need. Because I was thinking about it. I was running errands in the park because I needed dog stuff. I wanted coffee. And that thing, because we're going to circle back, because we had hundreds of responses to what do we want in downtown Detroit?
Really?
Because I went to the Trader Joe's. And the thing is, to me, I could
Love
do
Trader Joe's.
I could do one loop, and I had to go to CVS. So on a 2-block loop, I found everything that I needed.
Yes.
And every neighborhood in Detroit needs to be that way.
That's how it used to be.
Oh, I know. Oh, I've seen my family lived here.
That's how it used to be.
Grandma was over on Dickerson.
This is what I tell people. Like, there's a reason why your Northwest streets were built that way. If you lived on Grand River and Greenfield, your ass didn't have to leave Grand River and Greenfield. You could stay in that general area, get everything you needed. That was the point of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, these are really good questions, Mr. 123. Really good questions about that stuff. And really good insight from Stina about how things... Yeah, there's been a number of things that just haven't quite worked there along that strip.
I think a lot of stuff was a victim of being too early. But now I just think the time is right. But now it's going to cost a little more because the market is there now. The dog park bar is doing well.
They're expanding to Southfield. Was it Southfield?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that place is doing
They're
very
doing
well.
incredible. They're doing incredible. So, the market is there. And then there's another bar. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but
Mr. 123 has a banger comment, and I got a double down for you. I have a double down.
okay.
That Dairy Queen on Mac and reopen it, yes. I literally drove by that yesterday, 100%. I remember when it was open. My grandma lived around the corner. 100% that needs to happen for next season.
Okay.
I think that would be great to have. Like, it doesn't have to be a Dairy Queen, but something like I know exactly what you're talking about. Right outside of Indian Village, you could tie all that in. Right, you could do something really cute with it. But I got a second place I want to see open. I don't know if it can open as a
He
ice
said,
cream place.
I don't know if it can open.
The place with the cow head on Mac between Connor and Grosse Pointe.
Oh, this is a deep.
There is a place
This is a
on
deep
Mac.
east side
It is
cut.
on the inside. I wonder if I can find a picture of it. It's owned by Hill Harper.
deep east side cut. Oh, I know where you're talking about.
The big cow head.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That would be, I don't know if that's needs to be a coffee shop or a bar or whatever it needs to be. But I love ridiculous. You know what? If you don't want to use the cow head, take the cow and move it.
No,
Move
keep
the
the
cow-
cow head.
No, move it over to the
Keep
Indian
the
Village.
cow head.
Okay, keep it there. All right.
Keep the cow head.
But I want to see that. Yes, that is absolutely 100%. I love all these rabbits. Mr. 1213 has us.
He was on fire today.
He is on fire.
He's on fire.
If we
today.
had like, what is it? What was it?
NBA Jam.
En Fuego.
Nah, NBA Jam. He's on fire.
He's on fire.
I'll just say, for me, one of my favorite spots on the east side now was the Collect Beer Bar. It's very handsome over there on McClellan.
Mr. 1213. Yes, that cowhead used to be used to be years ago. Yes, that makes total sense. I love. You know what I learned in the last couple of years? I used to not like modern buildings. I learned that in reality, I don't hate mid-century modern. I hate how it's been like destroyed and remodeled throughout the city and just like bricked over. Because when you actually put the windows in and do the curves like you're
Mid-century
supposed to,
modern's dope.
That
Like
looks really
it is. That is one of our claims to fame here in Detroit. So, no, I will not stand any bastardization of mid-century modern.
okay, Andrew McGee says, make it an ice cream place that is 8 Mile movie themed. Oh, that's right, because it was in the 8 Mile movie.
No.
Okay, but you can't. Can you do that
No.
off of 8 Mile?
No and no and
M&M
no
themed?
and no and no and no.
Mom spaghetti on the east side?
Andrew, I'm gonna say this to you, and I'm gonna only say this to you one time. This is the last time you ever gonna mention 8 Mile on this show and in this chat, ever.
I like that.
It's not has nothing to do with the film. It has everything to do with it is the most low hangingest fruit thing to ever mention about
But
Detroit.
isn't that what doesn't that work? I mean, Mom's Spaghetti I still haven't been to Mom's Spaghetti. I need to go to Mom's Spaghetti.
I don't care. They could have just left it a part of the regular restaurant and just added 2 more tables as far as I'm concerned. But listen, tourists mess with it. They like it. Sure, that's fine. You're not a tourist.
Whatever it takes to get that cow back in service.
Fine.
You know what we could do?
We could take it.
We could take it and then put giant headphones on it.
Yeah. We should just take it.
Here's the thing. I love Techtown. Techtown's a wonderful place to be located as long as we can be located here. But I would love to have a little building somewhere that's like our studio, maybe a former gas station, maybe a former whatever. Like a place you
Nah,
could do Instagram.
I much prefer a former Dairy Queen than a former gas station.
Well, but you put some headphones on the cow.
Oh, it'd be sweet. It'd be incredible. But
know,
I'm just saying,
it's
even
even-
if we don't get the building, I suggest we take the cow head.
And then put headphones on it
Yes.
on the corner of Techtown,
Yes.
facing at the police station.
Yes.
What? You know what's even funnier about that is that my dog's nickname is Moo.
Then it has to happen.
That would be
I just listen. All I need is some rope, a backhoe, and a really big truck.
how big of a. I'm gonna have to go out there and do. Well, not that I can actually. I'd have to use my phone or whatever. But imagine like the video possibilities. Imagine the social possibilities. I don't want to take it from the neighborhood if they really want the cow there.
They don't. If they really wanted the cow there, they would have put something in that building. They don't want the cow.
As I understand it, Hill Harper owns the cow.
I'm taking it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm letting you know. If you look up one day and the cow's gone, it was me.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like do a whole like Instagram. The next time we're on Instagram Live,
Just me to just
and
me
you and me in
carrying
like
just
outfits, carrying a cow.
just the two of us like a old Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon.
There's
just like
there's Randy, engineer Randy's on the top, sipping a tiki drink.
Yep.
As we carry it down Mack Avenue. Hey, don't get mad. The Eminem stands love it. That's true. They do. There's another cowhead building in Ypsi. My friend used to live near it when I was a kid.
They're using that building though.
That's right.
That building is still in use, I believe, as an ice cream shop. I know which building you're talking about because I used to go to Ypsi quite a bit over the pandemic. But yeah, that one on Mac, it's mine.
Well, we might have to get a website, norrisgetsthecow.com. All right. If anyone else has anything for the chat, Michael says, Brush Park seems dead.
It's not.
But I can
I
see
get
where
where
it
you
feels.
I get where you're coming from.
where
I get where you're coming from. The thing about it is the last thing they need in Brush Park is like a third space. And what I mean by that is they got bars.
Well, they
but
got the bodega.
And they got the bodega, but they just don't have that like sort of indoor outdoor third space quite yet.
You know what? One of our listeners pointed out to me. I haven't gone up there.
Like imagine if Elephant was in Brush Park as opposed to over there by Chinatown.
Elephant and Co. is like 3 blocks the wrong direction.
That's what I'm saying. So if you took Elephant, picked it up, and literally just moved it over to Brush Park, same footprint, same everything.
The whole building. Just move the whole building.
Just move the whole building. It
By the
would
way,
pop.
we're at the anniversary of the Gem Theater being moved.
That's right. Another building that they just picked it the hell up and moved it.
There is a lot of work happening. A listener mentioned this on Joel Landy's old properties that is on Woodward Avenue, those storefronts.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, it is. I saw it yesterday. Where the Chinese food place used to be. That is it. Listen, there's really like 2 or 3 blocks left on Woodward from the boulevard down where it's like, just make it pretty. Even if nothing's in there, just make it look pretty for me. Right? And they're starting to do that with that place. Just like how they did with there's a big empty property in Chinatown right now. They just went in and fixed it up because they're just like, hey, we should just make this look better.
I was just thinking about the nightmare of approvals we would need from the city to put a giant cow head on the top of a
Let me
6-story
explain
building.
something to you. You operating as if that's my concern. I'm not concerned about permits. I'm not concerned about legality here. I'm concerned about getting the cow head. That is my concern.
Are you saying they would just like sit in my yard
I don't care
for a winter?
I don't care where it sits, just as long as it's attached to this building at the end of the day. All right, the cow head is going up at Tech Town.
What happened to the? We're going. This is what. Last week was quiet. This week's busy. I love it.
That's
Answering
right.
your Detroit questions.
It's all it took for everybody to get back from the holiday.
That's true. See, nobody's around. That's why the campaigns weren't running.
That's
Nobody
all
was
it was.
around.
Nobody, it was the holiday. It was a holiday weekend. Everybody was out of town, chilling, spending time with their kids before they went back to school. And now they're so happy they don't have to hang out with them all day.
What had happened to the renovation of the ballroom on Jefferson near Chalmers? I thought someone had bought that a few years ago. That is the Vanity Ballroom. I remember when the Vanity sign was up. I remember as a kid walking by a not completely tore out Vanity Ballroom. There used to be, obviously.
I was always more of a Vanity fan than Apollonia, personally. What about you?
All right. So the Vanity, it was in bad so the Jefferson Chalmers people development company.
Yeah.
Because they're doing like a development thing with Jefferson Chalmers. This is stuff that we did an episode on this, before the pandemic. So some of the stuff might be rusty. So let me do my best. That place, I saw some recent pictures of it. We actually sent a reporter some years ago into the upstairs, guided tour. Then I also know some other people that got into it recently, and it had deteriorated quite a bit. There are a number of issues with the Jefferson Chalmers properties. One, I don't think it applies to this one, but you've got that issue with the FEMA funding.
Yes, in the floods.
In the floods. Actually, one thing we should have covered in the podcast, the main show, was the $11 million that are at risk because the Trump administration is pulling that FEMA money, or trying to pull that FEMA money for Jefferson Chalmers so that they can't get the work that they need. Because, apparently that's waste, fraud, and abuse. Keeping basements dry is waste, fraud, and abuse.
Don't get me started on this.
But that's been a difficult project because it's been in bad shape for a long time, and it just continues to deteriorate. And I wonder at what time do you send in a salvage crew to get what you can? Because a lot of it's plaster, a lot of it's melting due to the elements. The roof is not good on that. I think it's got full ass holes on it right now.
So in your estimation, are we looking more at just like a full demo at this point?
I don't want it to be true.
No, but
I feel like you send in a crew to save important parts, and because what are you going to do? That's the other question is like, what are you going to make it?
People don't use halls anymore, not like that.
No.
That used to be a big thing.
It'd be different if it were in a better physical condition.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if let's say you save it and do everything that you can to it to bring it back to operational, like, what do you make it at that point?
There were some people really interested in doing some things.
Maybe
at
a
Jefferson
food hall?
Chalmers. Yeah, could be, but you could just do that a whole lot of other ways that are cheaper.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, it sounds like it might just be a full demo on the horizon, which sucks.
There is a whole series of properties that the development people tried to do some stuff along with there. A bunch of the money fell out for a variety of reasons. I should go circle back with them. They've actually been on the podcast before and always been good about answering questions. But it's been a good, 2 years since I've talked to them. So, and that's not even on the show. Right. So you can go back in the archives and find the stuff. But that's something to look at because I love that part of town. There's so much potential when you drive down Jefferson and it's all connected in there. Especially, did you see the bus platforms?
Yes, I did.
That's good. I mean, is it like super fancy? No, but does it get the job done?
Gets
yes.
the job done.
And you know what I love about it? We can learn something from it.
Yes.
And we can move them if we need to move them.
And that's the beautiful part. And it doesn't obstruct the bike lanes.
If they could save the Scott Mansion, then they could save the Vanity if the right people take interest in it.
They can save anything if the right people take interest in it. It's
the
just
challenge with the Scott Mansion is you could turn it into apartments.
That's what, but also like at the end of the day, like how many people you got to remember, man. This is one of the most far-flung neighborhoods in the city in terms of distance from downtown.
But it also has huge advantages being so far-flung, being near the points.
Listen, I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm saying, does it have the same draw as something like the Scott Mansion, the same financial incentive or revenue possibilities as the Scott Mansion? I don't think so.
Well, they've been having a heck of a time. There's actually an apartment building that they redid over on Marlboro, right behind. You could live right behind Yellow Light Donuts.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to.
I mean, I like donuts.
I wouldn't want to live that close to a donut place.
I don't think it matters how close I live. I'm eating donuts.
Well, that's you.
That's true. But like getting people, like you just got to get the ball moving. And there's just some weird things happening over there. There's like a major landowner that owns like a bunch of stuff, picked it up during the Kilpatrick administration. That's locked up a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
So there's some stuff going on there. But I hope you're right, Andrew. I want you to be right. I want you to be right. If they can save the Scott Mansion, they can save that. I mean, if we can find the business use.
Listen, theoretically, that's true of everything. But I just think I don't know. I don't see the business.
Well,
here.
but that's the thing. You've got the Vandy and then you got the Grandy.
Right.
People really love the Grandy Ballroom.
Right. No, they did.
But that hasn't been redone yet. But that's in a weird...
That's my point.
Exactly. Get some Gross Point people on board with the Vandy. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, look, what you could do if you really want to go hard is you make it part of some sort of a part. You'd have to go real big scale and then make it the community space.
But now we're talking about an overhead that maybe not a lot of investors are ready to put that kind of money down. I'm not trying to poo-poo it. I'm trying to just think logically about why it ain't been done yet already.
On the positive side, I've been hearing that there's movement going to happen over there at the old St. Columba Church.
Yes.
Right there over by Marshall's Bar. Have you ever been to Marshall's?
No.
We'll have to go sometime.
Okay.
It's a dive. I don't know if you'd like it. Do you like dive bars?
No.
Okay, maybe we don't.
It depends. It depends. Like if I'm a dive is perfect for I'm with friends. We've already been drinking, and like this is the place nearby.
Have you ever been part of an engineer Randy Walker drinking parade?
No, there's a reason for that.
You need to do it at least once in your life.
I'll try at least once, but there's a reason. See, y'all, I don't drink like that. I don't drink.
I only drink like that with Randy.
I drink for pleasure. I drink to sit down and actually enjoy the quality of the ingredients being served
enjoy the
up to
quality
me.
of the
No,
drinks.
after you get blue back enough, you're not enjoying it. You just drinking.
Blue-backed?
You're drinking to get more drunk.
Where does that come from?
Blue back. You never heard that?
No.
See, you're from the East. But I'm saying on the West, everybody know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to be blue back like that. I'm trying to go out and enjoy myself because guess what? I live alone. I gotta get home. I gotta figure out how I'm getting home.
It's called Uber.
Nah, because I ain't leaving my whip nowhere.
Not your house? No, you leave the whip at your house. You start.
No.
You don't
but then
take the whip
I
with
can't
you in the
leave.
beginning?
I can't leave exactly when I want to leave.
Have you ever been? But
Cause Uber, I gotta wait on the Uber, and then I gotta sit in, and the Uber person gonna be talking to me, and I don't want to talk. Right? I like being able to hop in my whip and leave when I feel like leaving.
every one of the members of the Daily Detroit crew are persnickety in different ways.
This is
This is what we've learned.
Listen, will I go? Yes, absolutely. I will go and I will have a good time because I'm spending time with good people. But, nah.
Andrew says the Grandy isn't a bad location.
Yeah, probably. I would kind of agree with that. I'm like,
You're the West Side expert.
Yeah,
What is okay for people in the back? I was like, wait a second. I know where the Grandy is, but do people know where the Grandy is? And I realized people don't know where the Grandy is.
I'm just saying
Basically,
it's Grand River and Joy Road,
yeah, it's Grand River and Joy Road.
right? Like, it's a building that ain't nobody used for any reason for a long time, right? The interior is dope. Like, it was a great interior, but the money you would have to spend to even get this even halfway to operational, bro, is immense. Again, I used to say this all the time, and I'm bringing this back. This is what I mean, people. All right? We got to stop clinging to the past so much. We got to. Sure, it's a beautiful building. Guess what? We've knocked down beautiful buildings before. All right? The bones of this are gone. The bones are gone.
Okay, but
the
it
bones
hurts.
are gone.
It hurts as somebody who watched the Madison Lennox get demolished, and I watched the Lafayette get demolished. Those are buildings that should not have been demolished in my mind.
Okay, they
The
shouldn't have been.
Statler should not have been demolished.
they
Because look
shouldn't
at what
have
they
been.
built on the Statler now. It's a bag of sticks.
But nobody was gonna do anything with the footprint of that building right as it was. It was too large. We don't need things of that scale anymore. This is what I'm saying, people, is that in order for us to move forward and to provide things that people will actually use in a meaningful way that will mean something to a new generation, because the generation that built it is dead and long gone, and I don't care how they feel, right? All that matters is what we can build now and for the future. And so, some of these old buildings got to come down. I'm sorry, they do. They got to go.
Andrew says maybe in 10 to 20 years, the Grandy's area will be okay, but it's much farther behind the Jefferson
Facts.
Chalmers. Mr. 1213, I thought you were done. I'm
The
not mad
vanity
at
could have
you.
been used to hold amateur theatrical plays, productions, hip hop venues, house music, ballroom.
Spotlight 2.
It's Spotlight, yeah.
Spotlight 2.
Yeah, it's just Spotlight.
I mean, That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing, but I guarantee
The
you
money to get there.
There you go. I was about to say the money it took to get the spotlight to where it does. I guarantee
But you know what
is
is
a
different?
fraction.
Vanity would be a great wedding venue.
It would be.
It would be.
I will concede that. It would be a fantastic wedding venue.
You could do that up real well.
It would be a fantastic wedding venue.
Yes, those are all really good ideas. Maybe that's something where you do some sort of like architectural. This is where I wish there were like dollars at play again.
But Jared, now you're getting back to my core argument. We getting back to my core argument, which is, yes, it's a beautiful building that I wish it could be saved, and that would be fantastic and wonderful, but who's going to pay for it?
Well, if you would like to support us getting a cow head for Daily Detroit, I don't have any timelines on this. I haven't talked to anyone about it. I'd have to convince people to get us a cow head. There'd be a lot of...
No, I don't want a cow head. I want that cow head. It's mine, Hill.
Mr. Retreat, I'm done. You know I'm joking with you.
It's mine.
You're Mr. 1213, you know I'm joking with you.
The cow
I
head
appreciate
belongs to me.
Patreon.com/Daily Detroit. Become a member, get some swag, join our member-only Discord. And
As Prince of Brightmoor, I claim it as eminent domain of my fiefdom.
that is quite the reach, sir.
It doesn't matter.
As an East Sider. What
Listen,
do I get of yours?
You can take...
I'm taking your mama's house.
No, you cannot. You'll take Crowell Community Centers.
I don't even know what that is.
You'll take Crowell Community Centers.
I'm Googling. Hold on. What am I getting in this?
Yeah, you can have Crowell.
Crowell Community Center. It's got 4.2 stars.
See, there you go. You get a whole community center.
It's by Vern Avenue.
Yeah, we'll do it just like the gym. We'll just pick the whole building up and plop it on the east side.
Burgess, Ulster.
Yeah.
No wonder you call yourself. You have streets like Ulster.
Shut up. You have streets like Chalmers.
Charlevoix.
All right, that's a good east side name.
Right?
That's a good east side name.
We've got good.
It's a good east side name. We got Lasher. That's about it.
You know what? Crowell is right next to the Meyer over there.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Lasher. We got Berg. We got Burt Road.
From Instagram, I just saw this, by the way. Michigan needs tolls.
Yeah. Sure.
Getting there would be hard.
I mean, we're
So the challenge with tolls.
we're never gonna have tolls.
The challenge with tolls is that if you built it one way, you've got to repay the money the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So for new stuff, you could do tolls. But for old stuff, in order to retroactively make it tolls, you got to pay back a bunch of money.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
So I think in some new construction, it could happen. But Michigan really doesn't. It is part of the problem with the road funding.
You know, the only way we gonna get more revenue is entertainment tax. But I hear y'all don't want to do that.
That was clear. Oh, man.
I hear y'all don't want to do that, but whatever. I can listen. Next live stream, I want us to get into that because y'all are very wrong about that, and I think it's gonna happen anyway.
I'm going to queue up some people's feedback from the show.
I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it, but I disagree with that. I think it's gonna happen regardless.
So we'll 5 minutes left in the stream. I think we'll wrap it up about 4. But to reset, we talked about an episode that was not, it was about an entertainment tax in Detroit. We got a lot of blowback, a lot of feedback, a lot of people saying it's socialism, a lot of people saying they don't want to
It's
spend it.
socialist.
Yes.
Can I say something to y'all? I want to say this right now before I leave. Do you want to know a crazy thing? You're already a socialist.
What do you mean?
Do you pay taxes that pays for schools and roads and Medicare and Social Security? You're a socialist. You're a filthy, dirty socialist.
Well, I'm interested to see what people think. That'll be for a future episode. I'll get all that stuff together. I know people are really passionate about it. Stina says, I want the energy. Yes,
Logical people do.
Okay, so this is going to be one where people are going to get real mad because it's going to be if the state legislature allows the ability to select it, I think the city will go for it.
1,000%. And most people in the city will go for it because at the end of the day, what they'll see is an extra $50 million in the city budget. That's all that matters.
Every year.
Every year. That's all that matters. I don't care what you call it, whether it be socialism or not. We'll loop back around on this.
Yes, we will. We will. But I want to thank everybody for the conversation. This is amazing. I really appreciate all of you. I hope that we've added something to your day, at least been halfway entertaining. But this has been absolutely great. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Just rolling. I love it when there's a scrolling chat.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's very nice.
Great job.
Great job,
today,
everybody.
chat.
You are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Have a wonderful week. Tell me if you like Tuesdays better than Wednesdays, actually.
It seems like that worked.
That worked really well,
Yeah.
actually. So let me know if you like Tuesdays better than Wednesdays. We can be flexible. It's fine with
Yeah, I
us.
don't care. Whatever.
But it's really good to have all these people around. I'm going to be seeing the Resurgo documentary tonight.
Oh, really? Tell me how it goes.
I will. The guy's going to be coming on the show. A bunch of our listeners in our Patreon told me they want Stephen McGee on the show, and he agreed to do it. But I don't want to talk about a movie I haven't seen.
That's because you're smart. You're a smart man.
I listen. Every author interview we do, I read the book myself.
Yeah.
I don't do the cliff notes. I read the whole book, and any movie or any piece of like content, I make sure I've consumed. By the way, the guy who was the producer for that episode of 99% Invisible, Andrew Lapin, he with Roman Mars about the Ambassador Bridge, coming on the show tomorrow.
Oh, we love that.
So I'm very excited about
Dang
that.
it. I missed the Kurosawa Film Festival at the DIA. I thought it was going on till next week, but it ended already. Dang it. Anyway, sorry to jam you up in your flow.
Oh, you're all good. You're all good. Well, thank you everyone for watching. We really appreciate you. DailyDetroit.com, all the things. Sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for the podcast. Tell a friend about the show. You're awesome. And I'm Jer Stace.
I'm Norris Howard.
Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around Detroit.
Yeah.